So tired. So I've been binge watching Friday Night Lights, and last night I stayed up way too late. Really snaking. So I actually just wanted to pop on really fast and kind of take you guys through my composting process. So we compost pretty much any scraps that come from food preparation. Food scraps, things like eggshells, leftover sandwich scraps or old cereal. A lot of people don't think to compost their liquids, but those are actually really good in kickstarting the composting process to add some kind of a liquid into it. Milk or old soup, tea bags, you can compost any paper. I also recycle our dryer lint. If you do not compost, like I did not, just not that long ago, then what happens to your food waste? It goes right in your trash bag, it goes out to the trash gets taken to a landfill. And in my ignorance and misunderstanding, I always thought like any food or anything that's decompostable, is that the word? That it doesn't negatively have an impact by just throwing it in the trash because, oh, well, that stuff will break down. As the food breaks down in the landfill, it kind of turns into a liquid state, like, that's just what happens when stuff breaks down. As the liquid sinks down into the earth, it becomes a pollutant itself. It's called leachate, and that seeps into the groundwater, which ends up in the rivers, the lakes, and it affects us. So it's the water that a lot of us get back in our homes. And it's crazy that that can happen from something that could, on the flip side, if it's composted properly, it can be used to fertilize and promote new growth. So for me, composting was a no-brainer. What I'm doing right now, I keep an ice cream bucket under my sink, and in that ice cream bucket is where I keep our daily scraps. And outside is where we keep our bigger 5-gallon compost bucket. And when the ice cream bucket fills up, we take it outside and dump the scraps in there. Usually we can fill that bucket within a couple of weeks. At that point, it has not composted in the bucket itself. So what we do is we actually take that to my parents. You add it to the compost pile that we have growing there. Take the bucket back, rinse, repeat. I know that a lot of people don't have access to somebody that has a garden or a farm that wants their compost, and so we feel very fortunate in that regard. Here's the thing that I want to do. I am going to be ordering red wigglers, which is a nickname for a breed of worms that specialize in breaking down green waste. As food breaks down, there's bacteria that grows on it, which is how it starts to break down. And they actually eat that bacteria and it comes out as worm poop. And they also break it down faster than if the compost was just working itself. You can keep worms in a bin. I've even seen people that have, a stack of a couple 5-gallon buckets, and then that's their worm farm. There's a lot of different ways to do it. So I'll make sure to keep you updated on that process. The last couple of years have really been an awakening of sorts for me, where I've allowed myself to learn more about global warming or different environmental issues that are kind of controversial. Don't talk about religion, politics, sexuality, or global warming. It's just one of those topics that nobody really wants to talk about. And I think that at the heart of it, it's because it's always addressed in this light that people are just bad and people are bad for the earth. But I'm on the other end where I see and I'm able to acknowledge that yes, this is a big issue, but there's so much that we can do to contribute. And composting really is one of those. It's one of the really big things. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you're doing to compost down below. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for my red wiggler setup. So excited.